Happy New Year! Welcome to Grandma Dorothy's Kitchen. I'm doing a special request. Smothered chicken. Okay? I have a request for smothered chicken. So, what I did was I seasoned it with seasoned sauce, garlic powder, lemon pepper. I like lemon pepper on my chicken, so I use lemon pepper and some hot red pepper, hot pepper, okay, to kick it up a notch. So what I did was I seasoned it and then I let it marinate. So I suggest when you do your chicken, if you have time, let it marinate at least 2 hours, okay? So what we're gonna do is now, when you are making chicken for your family, make at least 2 pieces per person. And if they are thighs, you might want to make 3. If they drumsticks, you might want to make 3 pieces. But at least 2 pieces, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to put this into a bag, and you could use a Ziploc bag like I'm using. So we're going to stick it in the bag. Okay. And then we're going to put the flour on it. So what we're going to do first is we're going to cook this just like we're frying a chicken, okay? And so you can use whatever. So that's about a cup. We're going to put about a cup of flour, and if you need more flour, you can always add more flour, you know what I mean? Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to shake this up, see how it looks. See if you got enough flour. You want it all floured real good. Okay, and your seasoning, you can season it to taste, and make sure that each one of the pieces have some seasoning on it, have the seasoning on it. And don't worry about being skimpy on your seasoning, because remember, Kentucky Fried Chicken used 13 different spices and herbs. So you don't have to be skimpy. You can use as many you want, the way you want, for your preference, okay? So we have it right here, all seasoned. So then we're going to come over to the stove. All right, now, so this is 4 cups of oil. You can use whatever kind of cooking oil that you want to, okay? All right, so we're going to let this warm up. Let it get hot. And then after it gets hot, before we drop the chicken in it, we're going to when it gets hot, we're going to put a stick of butter in it, okay? And then we're going to put the chicken in, and we're going to put the top on it and let the lid on it. The reason we put the lid on it while it's cooking is because we want all of the steam to stay in the pot so it can get into the meat. And that's why in Mississippi we always cook with a lid on our pots. So that's the reason why we do that, so that all the steam and all the flavor can remain in the pot, in the meat, or whatever you're cooking, okay? All right, so I'll be back, and I'll show you what it looks like. We're back, and we have a stick of butter. It's hot enough now to put the butter in. You see, you don't want to put it in first because, see, you don't want the butter to burn, and so, therefore, you wait until it gets hot. Okay, we're going to put the chicken in. Now, I have a big skillet because I have 40 grandkids, and their favorite is chicken, fried chicken. So when they come over, I have to cook a lot of chicken, and even if it's hard to get all of them over at one time, but the ones that do come over, when they come over, it's usually maybe 10 of them. And so I have to make sure that I have a big skillet, because that's what they want all the time. And so I have a big skillet, but you don't have to have a big skillet if you don't need one. I need one because of that. Because if I'm cooking for myself, I don't use this big pot. Okay? So we put it in, and then we're going to put the lid on. Okay? So I'm gonna put the lid on. Okay? And then let it brown on one side, then I'll brown it on the other side, and then I'll come back and show you the next step. Okay, I'm back now, and the chicken is ready. So I'm going to take it out of the pot. And then after I take it out of the pot, I'm going to take out the oil out of the pot. And I'll be back and show you what the next step will be. I'm back, and see, I took this, and we're going to leave the drippings in the pot, and we're going to put almost a cup, about a third of a cup, but no, it's about 2/3 cup of flour in here, in this skillet. And we're going to brown this until it's dark. We're going to brown it until it's dark. We added it to the drippings that was already in there from the chicken, but it wasn't enough to make a gravy, so we got to make the gravy. And we want it to be dark. Okay? Now when it gets dark to your specification, then you add a cup of, these are onions. You can add any kind you want. These are chopped, but a cup of them, about a cup. Okay? But you add this last after you get to the color that you want. Okay? We want it dark. So we want to stir it so it won't burn. See, I just left about a tablespoon, no, maybe 2 or 3 tablespoons of oil. You take most of the oil out, you just leave enough to brown the flour. So I would say I left probably 3 tablespoons. Because I'm making a lot of gravy, but if you're not making a lot of gravy, you can leave maybe like 1 tablespoon. Because you don't need that much gravy, if you don't need that much gravy. But you don't want it to burn, but you want it to be dark. So I have a cup of chopped onions. Now these are white onions because my grandkids, they love the sweet onions. You know, those white onions are sweeter than the brown ones. So, but you can use any one that you like, your preference, okay? Now we're gonna let these cook for about 3 minutes. Remember, we don't want them to burn. That's why we're gonna watch it and stir it. Now we're going to put the chicken back in, okay? All right? And then we're going to add the water, okay? So we'll probably add about 3 cups and see how that looks. Okay, now we're going to add the water. Okay? So we're going to scrape the side so we can get all this good stuff off the side into the gravy. Okay? And then we're going to put... Okay, now see, the brown chicken is going to make it browner. Make the gravy browner. But right now, see how the gravy looks? We want that consistency. So what we're going to do is put a top on it. This is what you call smothered chicken. So we're going to put a top on it. Remember, we put the top on it so that it can hold in the flavor. Okay? And so we're going to put the top back on. Okay. So we'll let that cook. Oh, now we're going to turn. We got it on low. We're going to let it cook on low. Let it cook about 30 minutes. We want all that gravy and those seasonings to get into the gravy, and we want all the chicken to be nice and tender. Okay, so I'll come back and I'll show you what it looks like. I'm back, and this is the finished product. Now remember, if you want, if you can always taste your gravy and see if it's anything lacking that you need to add anything. Okay? But this is the way it looks, see? Now you could have it thicker if you want to, or you could have it thinner. It depends on you. Okay, I made a pot of rice, but I have the rice recipe on my channel, so you can go look it up. But we from Mississippi, we like rice with ours. And so, but see, this is how it looks. And it'll fall apart because of the fact that, you know, it's being stewed. So it's, see, look, some of these pieces right here, you know, a little bit came off. But that's fine. That's okay. You know what I mean? And so halfway through it, you cook it about 30 minutes, but then 15 minutes you look at it and you taste it to see if the gravy is like you want it to be, or does it need a little bit more pepper or salt, and you add it. It's your taste, to your preference, okay? And remember, I have a cookbook, Dorothy's Mississippi Soul Food, and you can order it from Dorothy Woods at 1254 South Waterman Avenue, Suite 31, San Bernardino, California, 92408. Happy eating to you.